I wasn't sure if I wanted to post anything this week because it's been particularly hard. After we got back from our camping trip last week, we found out that our senior dog had passed away while we were gone. We left him with my husband's grandmother, and he passed away the day that we were getting back. So over the next week, it was spent kind of going through the motions of dealing with loss, and of course that's never an easy thing to deal with. Leo was 16 years old, and we have had him since he was a puppy. He was the only dog that I ever truly bonded with, and he had been kind of suffering for a while. We had the discussion earlier that week of if we wanted to put him down or not, but I just couldn't make a decision at the time. It was one of those things that I didn't want to have to make a decision, but I knew that he had been in pain for a while, and we'd just kind of like doing our best to alleviate that and make him the most comfortable that he could be. But now looking back, I wish we would have done that so we could have at least been there with him while he was passing. So feelings of not only grief but guilt because we weren't there while it happened made for a slow start to the week. Of course, I spent that whole day that we got back just crying and staring at the wall and just feeling extremely sad. I didn't think it would hit me as hard, stupidly. I thought that I had prepared myself in a way that I was ready for him to pass. Like, I was prepared for, him to pass because he was so old. But I guess you're never really prepared for something like that. You don't know how you're going to feel until it happens. I have unfortunately dealt with a lot of loss in my life, and I think each time that it happens, I kind of handle it a little bit differently. Like over the years, I definitely handle it differently because before I would have turned to alcohol and just kind of numbing out those feelings. But now I found myself kind of just pushing to get back into my regular routine and making myself do the things that I know that I need to do because that would ultimately make me feel better. So over the week, I continued to push myself to work out and get outside and meal prep and do all these things that I really just did not feel like doing. And at the time, it kind of felt like I wasn't sure if I was handling it correctly. Like, of course, turning to alcohol during a situation is not handling anything correctly, but I didn't know if, pushing myself through my normal activities instead of giving myself time to grieve was the correct thing to do anyways. I don't know if there is a correct thing to do, when you're dealing with something like this or any kind of loss, but by the end of the week, I did start to feel better, and I'm glad that I just continued to push through and make better choices than I would have in the past. Unfortunately, this whole year has had its fair share of low moments. The first thing that happened was our 8-year-old ferret passed away about 4 months ago, and then last month my husband's mom passed away from cancer. And now this, so it has definitely been a difficult time trying to process all the emotions, and it never gets easier. I'm just so thankful that I have Spencer, because if anything, we have each other, and it's a lot easier to go through these things when you have somebody that you can lean on. With that being said, obviously I didn't record a whole bunch this past week. We did end up getting out on Saturday. Columbus was having a little porch fest down in the historical district, so I took some clips of that. It was a really fun time, got to listen to a bunch of different music, and we really enjoyed it. Got to take a little bit, what you love, yeah. You are so cute! See, out of all this. After Porch Fest, we decided to go down to the Cannon to have a few beers and some appetizers. Got the chicken nachos, which are always super delicious, and the hamburger spiders, some French onion and barbecue sauce. After that, we went to Maltitude and played some games with our friends, drank some beers. See Cloud messing around at the counter there. But just had a really good night. And then once we got home, we were surprised to find a little baby chick that had hatched. So just a full circle, life goes on kind of moment. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. And if you are also going through a season of loss and grief, my heart goes out to you. And just know that you're not alone. It might not get any easier, but as the years go on, you kind of start to figure out ways to cope with it better and learn more about yourself, I guess. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.